Hello out there, top of the hour to you. Thank you plenty for staying with us on Naija Live Television. Importantly, thank you for staying with Chat with Naija Live TV, a podcast where we bring interviews of those who matter and conversations your way. My name is Henry Ahamuefula. Today, on Chat with Naija Live TV, we're bringing an important discussion your way. We're also bringing an important personality in the Niger Delta your way. We're bringing a discourse around someone who has been said to be the most publicly discussed person, one who has led Nigeria's oil output, to record 1.5 million barrel per day, since he got the contract for its security. We're going to be discussing and unmasking a demystified government Akparakata Tampolo. We're joined this afternoon by one who is an orator, one who is a writer. He's an orator from the Niger Delta, as I mentioned. He is one who is known for documenting the region's history and prominent personalities. He is the author of Heroes of a Joy Nation and Ahamuefula in the Face of History. He also currently serves as president of the Save the Niger Delta Initiative, a group that is known for compiling what is called the Tantita Scorecard, right? He is Gesikeme Akparakata. It's really good to have you. Welcome to the program, my good sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Harry.
Good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Gesikeme Akparakata. You are a Joe, right? I mean, that name, it's sounding a little...
Yeah.
I almost beat my tongue there too.
Yeah, I know. The name Akparakata, I think because of the tribal difference, you call the name with dishonor.
I call the name with what?
Dishonor.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
I'm...
the name is
listen more
actually Akparakata.
Okay.
When you
I
call
did
that, you
Akparakata.
called it with the syllables. Akparakata. Yeah, that's my surname.
That's like the first time for me hearing that. I mean,
Yes.
what does it mean?
Yes,
translate into?
it is my surname.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I don't have a problem with your problem. Because when I met Ahamuefula for the first time, Ahamuefula asked me the same question, Akparakata. Your name sounds like war.
Sounds like war, really.
Yeah, it sounds like war, but that is a surname. And that is my name. So, good to see you.
Yeah, I had asked what it translates into. If you could maybe let us
Yes, it is a name from the father, and it's been translated as a thunderbolt. When the thunder strikes.
Let me say I was not wrong, actually.
Oh, I was not wrong.
It sounds like thunderbolt,
Yeah,
really.
thunderbolt, a thunderbolt.
Akparakata.
Akparakata.
Alrighty, it's good to have you join us this afternoon, Mr. Gesikeme Akparakata.
Oh, you get it this time.
Thank you so much. Let's discuss Tompolo, right? How does he meet you? The person of Tompolo, how does he meet you? A significant figure in the Niger Delta, no doubt. But how does Tompolo come over to you?
Yes, the name Tompolo is an acronym. It's been coined from his father's name, Thomas, going for Tom, and Ekbumupolo going for Polo. So the name Tompolo is an acronym from his father. And talking about Tompolo, we are talking about the greatest personality in the Niger Delta. And it's a multifaceted personality because it means a different thing to a different people.
I know Tompolo is a great man, but you just mentioned greatest. What are the characteristics? I mean, you're getting there, right?
Yes, because when greatness is being measured in between a man and a spiritual being, that person becomes deified. So when I talk about the greatness of Tompolo, I'm talking about a deity.
You're referring to Tompolo as a deity.
Oh, yeah, he is. Because let me tell you something. I said Tompolo is like the great elephant. You must have come across the poetry, The Great Elephant, where encounters people had with the elephant, they got their own story line. Some people see Tompolo as a man that resonates a warrior. a Niger Delta freedom fighter. To some, Tompolo is a symbol of the days in his land. To some, is a peacemaker. The reason why the Niger Delta is not burning. Tompolo is the reason why Warri, that once upon a time a city of crisis, is having their peace. It's because of Tompolo. To some, Tompolo is the protector and defender of the economy of this country. Because if you say the Niger Delta is the end that bears the golden end for the economy of this country, then Tompolo is the reason why peace reigns in the Niger Delta. And it has an historical background.
So all of these, you think, make him a deity, or is it his religious inclination that you...
I am trying to demystify the man called Tompolo. And if you want to hear more, I will expand. You want to hear more?
Please go ahead.
Yes, Tompolo, to many of us, is not just a man. Yes, history is being men who claim sons of God. Jesus was a son of Yahweh. But he had a different claim, that he is a son of Aziza, a great deity of his own land. That was inspired. His mother was inspired through birth to give birth to the man called Tompolo. So he is a man that has come to rediscover himself. That is not just a man. He is a spirit being. And you know why? Tompolo is the only man in the Niger Delta that stays in the water. Tompolo is the only man that stays in the forest.
He stays in the water when you say that.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean?
That is
inside of the water.
Inside of the water.
He spends his days
5 days inside the water. And Tompolo is not the first man to have stayed in the water for that long. It is our tribal.
So he has mystical powers.
Oh, yes. That is what Tompolo is.
Disappearing and appearing.
Tompolo's invisibility. Yes. And this gift had been given to the man called Isaac Adagaboro. If you read the 12th-day revolution, Azigboro narrated his missions, how he was in the forests, and in the middle of the night, noise will coming around, and he put it in his writing, in his memoir, that this may sound to you, Erin, like a superstition of Shakespeare, but it's real. And that is why we have been called the Odu tribe.
When you say we have been called, who
The
are the
Odu
we?
tribe.
Those who believe in Tompolo?
No,
and,
the Ijoland. The children of
Ijoland.
Ijo, we have been called the Odu tribe. And he will ask me, what is Odu?
Yeah, clearly.
Yes, beautiful one. O is the generic name for God. O is the H of
So
the.
Oru translates into God.
Yeah, it's
in Ijo
perfect
language.
translation. Oru means God. Oru means deity, but in plural term. Because you know, the biblical translation of God from Israel to the Englishman had a problem with translation. So Eastern Englishman or King James, who had his own propaganda to conquer the whole world, he mistranslated Elohim, which means a plural noun, gods, to a single monotheistic deity. But that wasn't the translation. In the beginning was Elohim, for the assembly of gods, who created a being to be like them. But King James translated Elohim as one single deity, but it's not. In the Hebrew text, Elohim means many gods, many spirits, who created a being called man. Oru. Oru is the generic name for many gods.
Okay, gods.
Gods. Oru is the generic name for many gods. Like, I came from a tribe called Tarakuri. The Taraki people had a deity.
A clan.
A clan. The Taraki had a deity called Tarakiri Oru. A deity. Tarakiri Oru.
Okay.
A deity.
Okay.
If you go far, you must have
A
heard
particular deity, one of the deities. One of the
yeah,
gods.
he's in charge of that clan that we worship. If you go like Tompolo's claim, Aziza give birth to him. That's the son of Aziza.
Aziza also an Oru.
He's a deity, he's an Oru.
So
So we have multiple gods.
Multiple gods.
And all of them is being addressed in generic terms.
When you say Ayiba is also right?
God.
Okay, so Ayiba is a god that's different from Tarakri.
Yes. Ayiba, the very people are trying to translate the deity as a woman.
Okay.
Because in Ijo land, we feel if there is a creator, that creator must be a woman.
Because women give birth, right?
Yes. And so when you will say Ayiba Oyin Oye, we are trying to translate the Oru to a woman.
So I have heard that Wonyi is also a term for God, and
Yeah.
Wonyi is a woman. Now you're also saying Ayiba is another term for God, and Ayiba can also be referred to as a woman. Are you also saying that the Tarakiri Oru is also a woman, since
No.
the Jaws?
Is another.
That's
is
not a
why.
woman.
Yeah, that is why I said every clan defines the deity to themselves. In Tarakiri, the head of the Tarakiri clan is a male deity. But Ijoman has a caveat that is provided that the overall deity must be a woman.
Okay.
Like if I tell you that Yahweh, the God of Israel that Christians today are celebrating, because Yahweh is the tribal God from the beginning. Yahweh was the tribal God. El Shaddai was the tribal God. It was El Shaddai that later translated to Yahweh. In the beginning, he was not Yahweh. He was El Shaddai. And do you know that Yahweh El Shaddai has a wife? A lot of Christians don't know that Yahweh has a wife.
Oh, these are not accounts that are recorded in the Bible, are they?
Yes, because this is what we call the unspoken and the unwritten texts. Because the Bible is a domination of ancient text.
So we understand from the Christian perspective, there is one God, God the Creator. He has a son, and God the Creator, the man who created, there's no record of him having a wife.
Yes, it is for editorial purpose to colonize. Because what is written for a child, when that child grows up to be a man, it becomes a slave.
So you're calling the Bible an editorial piece to colonize Africans?
That is why in the Bible...
No, I'd like you to say it specifically so it's not coming from my mouth.
Okay, what I wanted you to see, the child is free to think for himself. As an African, it is time for us to have this reawakening. Like what Tole is doing. You must be reawakened to your consciousness. You must understand where you are coming from. You must understand the part of your forefathers. So that when you grow up to be a man, you should understand where your identity. Because in Africa, we are having an identity crisis. Like I said, he has a wife. It has never been heard anywhere.
It's not been heard anywhere.
Yeah,
how did you get that?
Yes,
where did you get that from?
Information research.
Research.
You must go beyond what is given to you.
Okay.
That is what makes you a free man. The ability to research.
What year was that? Where did you get the information?
I want to
open
your mind to history.
Yeah, I'm very much eager to learn here.
So listen. Yahweh is not the name of God. Yahweh was a coinage given to him by the Hebrews.
By the Hebrews.
By the Hebrews, because when he appeared to Moses in the burning bush, Moses asked him, "What is your name?" And he appeared with a breath. Not a spoken word, but a letter. YHWH that cannot be pronounced. And Moses said, "I don't get what you're saying. That is one word that cannot be pronounced." And God knew the limitation of man. And he said, "I am the same deity that appeared to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." Who appeared to them? It was El Shaddai. The Most High God was translated as El Shaddai.
Okay.
But this one translated as the Most High God.
Just so we provide this conversation, we make provide proper
I wanted to
context
give you the name of God's wife.
Okay, what's the name of God's wife?
Assyria.
Assyria. And it's recorded where?
In the Bible.
Is Assyria contained in the
It's
Bible?
recorded in the Bible, what the Bible describes as the northern pole.
Is there a text that we can refer to real quick?
Don't worry, let me give it to you for free. When Solomon built the temple of God because the mandate was given to Solomon, not to David, remember? Because all of us undergone the biblical classes. Yahweh told David that you can't build my house. Your son Solomon would do that. So when Solomon wanted to build the house of God, have you ever researched into the temple of God? This is how it looks like. There's a portion for the ark of God. There is a portion for 2 poles. And those 2 poles is named as the Assyrian poles. The Bible calls it the northern poles. If you make a research, it will come out. The northern poles. And those northern poles is symbolic of a woman called Assyria, wife of El Shaddai.
Is that something you are deducing or something that's contained in the Bible? That's the point here.
That is what I'm trying to
Are these things you're deducing yourself? They depict the northern poles, they depict Assyria, woman, and
that is what I want to. Yeah, I think
interpretation.
No, it's not it's by research.
It is research.
Yes,
this is research you conducted, but another person's interpretation, right?
No. I'm trying to tell you that what I'm saying is not doctored by myself. It is a biblical interpretation.
But it could be doctored by another person.
That what I don't know, because the Bible
just
belongs to King James and the Israelites.
The Bible, does it belong to King James and the Israelites? King James has a version of the Bible. It doesn't exactly belong to King James. He did a translation of the Bible. That's why we have the King James version.
Have you seen your Bible? Have you seen the opening chapter of the Bible? This book cannot be removed or added. And this is a gift of King James. It is carrying the seal of the king.
So you believe that the Bible is, a text from King James?
From the beginning of time, what we call God pre-exists time, the written ages. So before God becomes a documentation, he was God. And that is what I want to tell you. In your scripture, you write it down and make a research. The northern pole that the Bible recorded, because remember, when Solomon built that place for the wife of God, Assyria, in the time of Josiah, read your Bible, Josiah said what Solomon did was a blasphemy. Yahweh cannot have a wife, and he destroyed most of the temples Solomon built. The question is, it was Yahweh that mandated Solomon to build the ark, the temple of God. And who asked Josiah to say what Solomon built was wrong?
Okay, let's come back home.
I think that is the wife of Yahweh.
Let's come back home. Use that Oru translates into gods, not one particular god.
Yeah.
The import of this, if I understand it correctly, is that there is not one God, as the Christians claim, one true God. Christians will claim there's one true God. And when you make several references to the Christians and the Jews, I hope we also bring to bear that the Christians are different from the Jews. The Christians are different from the Jews. Those who are into Christianity are different from those who are Jews. We'll make that separation. Then I'd like you to also expatiate when you say that O translates into God, whereas the Christians would say there was only one God. That's, negating.
Yes, that is what I want to tell you. Going back inward, the Christians today, they are at war with Judaism, because it is the belief of the Israelite that Yahweh cannot give birth to a child. That was the reason why Jesus was killed. Yahweh is too high, too distant, too holy. You know, the word holy is not about purity or righteousness. The word holy is distance, apart from mankind. Yahweh is holy. So when Jesus claimed the son of Yahweh, it was a strange doctrine to the people of Israel. So they have to kill him for blasphemy. But let me tell you, Harry, Jesus got that understanding and revelation from Africa. Because when the boy was small, Yahweh told the parents, take this boy to Africa, in Egypt. First, the biblical editor said, for protection, but that's not the truth. Because the boy in his age was taken away from Israel, and he came to Israel when he was 12 years. What did he come to Egypt to, or Africa to do? It is to learn the ways of the gods. Because the Son of God phenomenon is a strange doctrine to the Israelites. But when he came to Egypt, it was not strange. I claim that I'm a son of Tarakrui, which is my clan deity. Tomposa is a son of Azaza, that his parents had no male child. And the father went to the deity Azaza and gave a word that if you give me a male child, that child will belong to you.
Now, you call Apollo deity. He claims he's the son of Aziza.
Yeah.
You claim you're the son of
Tarakru.
Are you also a deity?
That is what I want to show you. So,
yes or no? You're a deity?
No. It's an exam. Allow me to elaborate so that you can have your wisdom.
Okay, then.
Because this thing has been hidden over the ages.
Okay, go ahead.
So I think this is a privilege for the listeners. Jesus came to Africa and he saw King Pharaoh having a claim that he's the son of a deity. Africa. It is only in Africa that I would have a claim that he's a son of a deity. Not in Israel. Yahweh is to stand to be called a father to a human being. So when he came to Africa, he learned the ways of the gods. And there's a reason, or the only reason why Yahweh had to take Yeshua. That is his original name. I don't know what is the problem with the English. Everything was edited, even a name. His name was changed from Yeshua to whatever we have today as Jesus. But Yeshua claimed he was a son of Yahweh. The same way Tompole claimed he's a son of Azazel. That secret can only be found in Africa. So when he went back with the theology, the Israelites said, no, it can't be. Let us kill him.
Now,
and he was sacrificed.
Tompolo claims he is the son of Aziza.
Yeah.
And I asked you a question. You see why when I mentioned that it should be yes or no, maybe not exactly yes or no, but when you do yes and no, then you expatiate. And this helps our listeners to also follow the argument.
Okay.
If I had not known that you are yet to answer this question, I likely would also have skipped it. But you have not answered that question. I asked you around whether yourself are a deity, just like Tompolo claimed being a deity, or like you call Tompolo a deity. I've not heard Tompolo calling himself a deity. You just called him a deity.
That is what we call unmasking. The program of today is called
unmasking.
Unmasking the
You have
demystified
a deity.
Tompolo.
I am yet to argue that properly.
Okay.
But you've called him a deity.
Oh yeah.
Yourself, who is also the son of Tarakio Owe, as confirmed on the program,
Okay.
are you a deity?
Yes, I am. And that answer is applicable to every Ijo son. You are our neighbor. You must have heard the mysteries of the Ijo man. That the Ijo man goes into the water and stays for a very long time. It is only the Ijo man. No, let me come back to my proper dialect. Izo. Because Ijo is anglicized.
Right.
So it is Izon.
So the proper pronunciation is Izon, and it's only Izon and not a jaw.
No, not a jaw. That a jaw is anglicized. That is a problem with another King James. Now,
was it King James who did the anglicization, or it was?
You came to a place you can't understand their dialect, and you write anything that feels like that will come out of your rough mind.
Okay, that
is King James version. King James version.
I mean, you're blaming King James. I'm like
for everything.
King James.
For everything, because they took away everything. They took away our gold. They took away our resources. They took away our names. They took away our deities and gods. They took away even our land. Because when they tell us to pray, and because the African man was so naive, when we close our eyes to pray and open them, the land is taken. The gods are taken. Remember, let me intellectualize with you with a moment with the great Professor Shina Achebe. You know, Achebe was invited to London some years ago for an award, inventor of the African literature, because of his Things Fall Apart. But to went to the podium, this is what the man said, that English people, you can't call me the inventor of African literature, because in Africa, we don't invent literature, we are born with it. Our names are literature, our gods are literature. We are like you people that has only one God. In Africa, we have multiple gods. We have God for water, we have God for the air, we have God for the land, and even our names are literature. Alamie Yeseya, which is the title of the book, let me say, in the face of history. Alamie Yeseya, a name that tells a full-blown story. What does it mean, Alamie Yeseya? Whatever thing that the sheep does is always right. So the English that would go with the name bush, doggy, water. Not in Africa. In Africa, when we speak with proverbs. So, in Africa, we don't have a single God. And no apology to the white man. We have many gods. And you don't expect us to behave the way you behave.
Okay, well,
thank you.
The Christians would often say that, like I mentioned earlier, there is one God. And so, well, any other thing, any other God that people would speak of, they would often say these are devil, or these are evil spirits. These practices,
pagan worship.
They would even worship, right? Yeah. But this traditional worship of yours, worship of Oru, several gods.
Oh yeah, I love that.
How is it? Is it different? Like very, very different from what the Christians do? Yeah, let's just get that first.
Already we have crossed that road. Except you want me to go back.
No. I just hit it. No, not expatiate. Your hit and pass.
You want me to hit it again?
Your hit and pass, not like expatiating.
For the sake of the present generation, because before the white man came, in Africa, we speak to the water. We speak to the air.
Do you worship the devil?
When you say the devil, what do you mean?
The Christians believe that there is a devil who is responsible for all the atrocities and wicked things and bad things, and there is a devil who was cast down from heaven, who used to be Lucifer and was cast down because of his insubordination.
Harry, I know where you're coming from.
Of the evil on earth.
I know where you're coming from.
The Christians, they believe that there is one God, and whoever is not worshiping that one true God, like you have mentioned that you're not worshiping one true God, but you have multiple gods. Now, like the Christians say, there is one true God. Are you worshiping the devil?
Yeah, look at your narrative. And when I listen to you carefully, Henry, you know what I see? A child that has been influenced by documentation. Take it easy.
Okay. Let me also come in now.
I want to finish what I want to say.
Yeah, before you, let me just break you a little. This is an interview, right? The questions I ask you are not a function of my opinion. They are questions. I'm expected to ask you questions.
That is what I mean.
And that is what I am doing, asking you questions.
When
so they are not exactly... If I were sitting in your position, or mayhaps if I were interviewing someone who is of the Christian religion, you likely also would be hearing questions that are negating the Christian religion. So these are not a function of my opinion. These are questions. These are opinions of the Christians. All right. So that's what I'm bringing to you now.
That is what I mean. If I say you, I'm equally look at myself inward.
Okay, let's go again.
Because there is a background to adulthood. If you give a child something, like the Christian Bible will say, teach a child the way he should grow. So that when he grows up, he becomes that. It is what I call catching them catching them young.
Yeah.
So almost our generation in Africa, they have caught us so young. So when we become men, we are still like that child that was influenced by what we got in our childhood. This is what I call reawakening. What Tompoli is trying to do is reawakening.
So he's worshiping the devil.
The devil. What is the devil? The Oru name is not the devil. The Oru names means Yahweh. If you are a Christian and you have your background from the Israelite God, Oru means Yahweh. Oru is ancient of days. Then what is Oru? Oru is a spirit. Jesus or Yeshua said, is there
one God to you or several gods?
I've said it before.
There are several gods.
In Africa, we don't worship one single God.
And Oru refers to as multiple gods.
Oh, yeah.
So when you say ancient of days, you're not referring to one person.
That is why I show you Elohim.
When you say Yahweh, you're not referring to one person. Is that what you're saying?
Look at me. I gave you the beginning. The beginning. That in the beginning was Elohim. The Hebrew.
What does Elohim refer to?
Yes.
One person or multiple gods?
I've said it before. Elohim is a plural word.
Okay.
From the Hebrew text, meaning in the beginning were many gods who created mankind like them. That is why Genesis, it says, Elohim said, let us create man. To be like what? Us, plural. So the problem here is the problem of King James, who translated something that he did not understand, or maybe for a purpose of colonization. Because King James was giving us this one God thing.
Yes. Also, there are places in the Bible where we mention the Trinity. God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Ghost. And they say they are one entity.
Israel disagree. The Hebrews disagree on that notion. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost Trinity was created in Naija by the popes of Rome. Because when
so, do you not think that when the Hebrews refer to Elohim, it would also mean God the Father, God the Son, and God the Spirit,
too
like
small.
The Christians?
Too small.
Okay, there should be
That
more.
is why when the Catholic Church created this dogma called the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
You don't want me to go further?
This is a very interesting conversation.
Oh yeah, let's move on.
I'm starting to wonder why we'll not be enough for it, because it's an area of interest.
Yeah.
What is your account of creation? The Christians believe that Adam and Eve, God created Adam from Adam's ribs. He created Eve, all right, and they gave birth to Cain and Abel. What is your account of the creation?
Yeah, Mr. Harry.
How do you believe life formed?
Yes. You know, the Bible did not provide the account for creation. They did not. They stole it.
Oh, they stole it?
They stole it. And they stole it from the Canaanite mythology. Remember, when Abraham, according to their own account, not mine, because what your father told you is what my father told me. My father gave him an account of creation from the Genesis. But let me tell you what they got. They borrowed the creation account. Because when Yahweh or El Shaddai called Abraham from his father's home, called Ur, he called him to a place called the land of Canaan in the Near East. It was there he revealed himself and he met a man called Melchizedek, who was the high priest of Elion. Because the father figure of El Shaddai is a leon. He met Melchizedek, and Melchizedek, according to the Bible, their own understanding, Melchizedek blessed him. This account of creation was not an account from the Hebrew. It was borrowed from the mythology of the Canaanite. It is not their story. It is the Canaanite that provided so that in the beginning was El Shaddai. El Shaddai means Elion, the father. Ashida means the wife of God, their God, and their children. That is why, if you look at Psalm 82, borrowed again, a leon stand in the congregation of his own children, other gods, and decide the fate of mankind. Psalm 82 is to give us a clarification that everything that the Bible documented was stolen, and it was padded, that the creation account does not belong to Moses. Like the Bible says, the account of creation, Moses documented it. Moses was a child in Egypt. Moses doesn't have what it takes.
Now, we appreciate all of these lessons, when you're trying to explain.
Or it's what we call reawakening.
Reawakening, because, people who are listening, those who are watching, definitely will be having a lot of reawakening right now. But we'd also would like that this reawakening comes with truths, backed up with facts, but let's just have the truths. That's why I had asked you a question around your account of creation. You talked a lot, but you did not quite tell us.
The Ijaws account of creation.
Your account of creation is.
Yeah.
Now, they're not all Ijaws who believe in Oru, several gods. They are not all, or the Wonyin. They would often call God Wonyin, but not the way you would when you call God Wonyin. So let's stay with you. You say Ijaws, it's you, your opinion, it's your truth. Now,
I love that.
What is your account of creation?
Yes. Henry, let me correct an impression. You said not every Izon would believe what I'm saying, that Oru is a
There are Ijaws who are Christians.
That is what I mean. He's a child.
Exactly my point. If you call them a child and they call you a child, we are not having. It's like arguments having two sides. No, it's not meeting.
I've told you before. What your father told you. Have you ever listened to the voice of your father? Michael Jackson said, "We are so eager to read books."
Do you believe that there are several truths? Several truths.
Allow me to finish, because after this time you may not get it right again.
Absolutely.
Because allow me to finish. It's
Certainly.
an inspiration.
Yeah.
Because I've been inspired by the deities. Michael said, "We are so eager to read books that you can only have your truth from the books you read." But you have your father. You didn't talk to him until he died.
Okay.
You have a mother, a grandmother. Like my grandmother, Bobuze, from a sample town. Bobuze, my grandmother, was a priestess who was gifted by the God that Bobuze will enter into the waters for 5 to 6 hours. As I'm saying, the world is listening. She will enter the water. The son does ask his mother or his grandmother, "Mama, what is your abilities? Where did it come from?" You don't. You don't ask questions. There's another woman from a sample called Saro. I think I'm getting the name right. She will enter the water for hours and will come back alive. Nobody asks her, "Mama, what are your abilities? What is the spirit behind this?" You don't ask. You see your father being shot with a gun and it cannot penetrate into his skin. You don't ask, "Father, what is the abilities beyond this?" You have seen your father being caught with a knife and it does not penetrate the skin. When the white man came, Professor K. Williamson, you know her, she was in Kayama until she died. She said she has never seen a tribe like this. And she asked one simple question: "What are your powers? Where did they come from?" And they told her, "From this date we worship." And it was Professor K. Williamson that gave the first name. Wow, the Oru tribe, invisible tribe, mysterious tribe. Talbot said, "I've never seen a people like this. Their past is dim, and their behavior and characters, they are mysteries." What are these people? And it is called the Oru tribe. And that is the essence of this book called the Oru tribe. It is to reawaken our consciousness. It is to ask ourselves, discuss with your father, discuss with your mother. The white man come and call your mother that has been a diviner. She's a witch, like you said. Because that mission of the devil. And I was asking, when you talk about the devil, I hope you're not trying to compare this thing from your mouth to what I worship as devil, because Oru is not devil. Oru is purity. Oru is righteousness. You know the laws of Ijaw land? If you are going to war in the name of Oru, you don't kill a child. You don't touch the woman. You don't take anything from your enemy.
Well, these are pretty universal laws.
That is what I'm trying to show you. So what we do, we obey the universal law. Tompolo call them the elemental forces. They are in the water. You call them angels, but we call them beings. We call them beings,
Okay, so
spirits.
literature has not quite extended to the point where there is, some sort of literature on how life formed on Earth. Those who are atheists believe that a big bang happened, and that sparked creation of life on Earth and creation of nature, right? Those who are deists are not quite certain exactly as to how it started, and so they are just neutral. Christians believe that it is the genesis of creation. What is the Zon account of creation?
Okay. You have been hitting the hammer on that, let me tell you.
Yes. We are a reawakening, and so I think people would want to know this.
Yes. You know, the John man doesn't believe. You know, I'm still fighting what they have put here as a child. Look at what I pronounce, Ijaw. Because King James gave me a name that doesn't belong to me. And because it has affected mentality.
I already bought what you were teaching. I'm not pronouncing it zone. It is you are still doing the job.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Me, I'm already awake now.
Okay. So we are still struggling
It's okay. Yeah, I
to
understand.
discover our identity. We are having an identity crisis.
Okay.
Yes. We are trying to repurge our minds to be free. Because it is a place of every man to be free and to be free indeed. So what we are trying to do, and a German, if he dies, we don't believe we go to heaven. Heaven has no place in the German's account.
Okay. So where is the resting place?
The German believes that life comes from a place called Dwamabo.
What?
Dwamabo,
Dwamabo.
a realm.
Okay, and that's where you're
A
returning
place.
to.
And this thing, you are born, you die, you're born, is a circling.
It's a circle.
It's a circle. Life is a circle. You go, you come. You go, you are
You come
reborn.
back, yeah.
So the German doesn't believe that when you die, you go to a place called heaven.
If you die someone who, well, the Christians will call it a sinner, but someone who has been committing a lot of atrocities on earth and all of those, and you die, are you returning, or is there some sort of punitive measures for you?
Yes, our people say that when you have offended so much and you die, there is a place called a Grimokeke. Quite a word. A Grimokeke. The sound itself will tell you that that is a place of punishment and judgment. So those people that does not, like if you look at the man Tompolo, what he preaches is righteousness. What he preaches is goodwill. What he preaches is love. You can see in him a man of war and a man of peace. What is he trying to do? Look at his character and attitude. His neighbors were insulting him with every sort of insult. Tompolo said, go for peace. Don't fight for yourself. Allow the deities to fight, because the time for vengeance will come. Tompolo has the ability to endure, accommodate. So when the boys are angry, you say, no, don't go for war. Allow them to insult us. They should increase our children. Because the mother of three was an Ijaw woman. So Tompolo does not rise up for in a day.
So what Tompolo, the religion of Tompolo is called, is it Izon? Can we call it Izon? Or like you mentioned, the Oru tribe, which of it?
I think I've given a perfect title. He's a son of the Uru tribe.
The Oru tribe.
And we have many gods.
So those who believe in what Tompolo stands for, those who practice what Tompolo stands for, they call them the Oru tribe believers.
It is not about what Tompolo believes. It is about what your father, my father, believed.
The same thing.
Tompolo is a child before history.
We're saying the same thing now. We're saying the same thing. I'm just trying to get the name for them.
Yes. We are children of the Uru tribe.
It's not like many would say. Is it not Egbesu worshippers?
Yeah, Egbesu is one aspect of the Uru phenomenon.
Alrighty.
Yeah, because...
So, did Tompolo narrow into the Egbesu? Or are there those who narrowed into the Egbesu and not Tompolos?
That is what I mean, that as a Zons, we don't worship one single deity.
Good. No, it's clearer.
So what Tompolo is doing that's why we call him a symbol of the deities of his honor, because he has created a foundation. What I call it reawakening. That speak to the land, reawaken your deities, they are with you.
All right. Across Nigeria today, especially in Anambra State, these are not things that, may concern so much of the zone, but across Nigeria, especially in Anambra State, they are moving on people who are into what they term fetish worship. Does this give you concern? What they term unconventional, better choice of word. If you're not worshiping what Christians are worshiping, when they see that yours is unconventional, they move and want to destroy your shrine and your place of worship. Does this give you any concern?
Yes, I think I do. You know why? There are words the white man gave to us. Idol, pagan, devil, and the rest. What do you call idol? Idol is a symbol of something that you communicate to. The Catholic Church that brought Christianity to us is an embodiment of idol worship. They worship Mary. They worship Jesus. They carved Jesus. They carved Mary. You came to my place and you told me that thing. That is an idol. Because I worship Tamarere. You know what you call Tamarere? Tamarere is that idol that I carve and I communicate to the deity called, because the deity,
oh, you have clearly made a distinction now that Catholics are not Christians.
if Catholics are not Christian, then where did Christianity come from?
There is Catholicism and there is Christianity. I mean, that's the distinction you're making now.
I don't think so.
Christians would not worship an idol.
Every Christian does.
How do you mean?
Yep. Every Christian.
Now, leave the Catholic example and cite other Pentecostal examples.
Pentecostal is a child of yesterday. And the word Pentecostal is a strange word to the Catholic Church. You know why? It is Catholic that gave us Christianity. No Pentecostal man will boast that they know the God of Israel.
But they do not quite pray through Jesus Christ. I would not call them Christians. I would not call them Christians. I mean Catholics, because Christians are people who believe in Christ.
That is what
the
I'm
teachings of Christ. And they pray through Christ. But the Catholics do not pray through Christ. They pray through that? Mary.
When they made Jesus as God, it was an agreement. It was a meeting that the popes met and decided in Naija that let us make the Son, Yeshua, a son of God. It was an agreement, a documentation by the Catholic Church, not by Pentecostals. So when you say Pentecost, who are the Pentecostals without the Catholic Church? It is the Catholic Church that is the head, the vicar of Christ here on earth. And talking about this word called fetish, pagan, whatever, every Christian worship an idol. You know why? Look around you. Once upon a time when you were a child, didn't you see the poster of Yeshua that later was called Jesus in your house? Every child does. The book Bible stories, when you were in school, they give it to you because they want to enslave that child. That when he grows up to be a man, you will forget about your history, you will forget about your identity, and you will live by the identity of others. So every African today is an alien to even himself. You don't know your identity.
Do you have a problem with Christians and Christianity?
Already the problem is going on. This is the war.
Do you have a problem with Christianity?
Already I'm saying it. Christianity is a place that needs a purging. First, you must ask some certain questions.
What are they purging out?
I am the one that they should undergo a purging system. Because you don't ask questions. Whatever thing they give it to you, you take it. King James wrote, nobody should add, nobody should remove. You take it.
Do you believe in spirituality? You know, of course. You believe in spirituality.
Eric, I wanted to tell you that every Christian worship an idol. I thought you would love to hear the background of the statement.
You mentioned that when they have photos of Yeshua in their house, that's them worshiping idol.
Every Christian does when they were a child.
Yeah, and
is that not idol?
Now, when you say that, several examples would pop on my mind, because I know that there are also those who would print stickers and all of those.
Yeah.
You know, also stickers of
whatever
and paste
on their
doubles and all of that. So, well, I don't want to say case in point, but I'm not giving you that.
Why are you? Are you scared of public?
I'm not agreeing there. I'm not agreeing
Africa want to take a place in history.
I'm not agreeing there, but I'll move on now. So we can focus on the conversation proper now. I think
let's move on.
I missed something I wanted to ask you, but I'll move on to talk to you more and around Tom Polo and what he's doing in the Niger Delta. You know, there are several persons who have been saying this Tantita contract, let them split it. This contract, it should not just be for Tantita alone. No doubt. I started with saying that Tom Polo moved us from, when we were not even getting up to 1.2, 1.3, and today we're having 1.5, 1.4, 1.5. That's the oil production.
That is unprecedented.
And that is even beating the OPEC quota for Nigeria.
Yeah.
So it's great work there.
Yeah.
I laud, I commend. However, there are those, not even those outside of the zone nation.
Okay.
There are those within the zone nation who think that it should not just be only Tom Polo. It should also be, it should not be Tantita. It should also be other persons, other contracts.
Some individuals that should benefit from it.
Yeah, exactly. So other organizations, wait to say, but what are your thoughts around this? Do you think that their concerns are germane?
Yes, Mr. Henry. The voices that I hear clamoring for the decentralization of Tantita to some other individuals. Let me tell you, and I want to give it for free. Tantita Security Services does not belong to Tompolo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought he was the founder.
Okay, that is what I want to give you. Tantita Security Services is a child of the Niger Delta. Tompolo created Tantita to help the Niger Delta and the Nigerian government. If you are talking about benefit, Tantita is a business venture where you have to make your own profits.
You're contradicting yourself. If you say Tantita does not belong to Tompolo and it's the creation of the Niger Delta created to help the Niger, but the CEO stated there that the CEO of Tantita is government Epomopolo.
Yes, every name that a man has, like your name, Erin, my name is Gesikeme, it belongs to my father. That's why I said Tantita does not belong to Tompolo. Tantita belongs to the people because it is people oriented. Tantita has been created for the benefit of all of us. Tompolo benefit nothing from Tantita. Tantita come to stay. Who are the beneficiaries? Me and you. There's no community in the Niger Delta that does not benefit from the Tantita Security Services. Why so? It's supposed to be a business venture. Why welfareism? Why philanthropy? Why am I a centerpiece of human goodness? And I begin to see that Tompolo created Tantita as a gift to the John Nation and the Niger Delta. Because, Erin, looking inward, if there's any crisis in Bayelsa State, Tantita will come in. It is because of Tantita that the waterways are saved. Once upon a time, not away, we can't drive to our villages because of sea piracy. Who paid Tompolo to guide our waterways? Self-service. Before Tantita came, you can't cultism everywhere. In Delta State, in Yanagua, everywhere. But now, look at the level of return of occultism in our communities. That is why when I said, Tantita does not belong to Tompolo. Tantita belongs to us, the people, the indigenous. And if anybody that is crying for Tantita to be divided, Erin, tell me.
Go ahead, please.
Henry, listen to me. This Tompolo personality is a child of the agitations and the concerns of the Niger Delta. If you hear people asking for Tantita to be shared among them, I think that call is wrong. What a day when our father Harold Dapabrie took the Niger Delta issue to the London Constitutional Conference in 1957. Talk about the concerns and the fears of the Niger Delta. He was an Ijaw man, our father. Tompolo present the struggles of the Niger Delta beyond the Ijaw nation. So who is that's calling that Tantita should be divided among whatever? I heard some of my job brother doing that, but why would you blame a child that doesn't know where he's coming from? Because Ashebe said, if a child doesn't know where you are coming from, what killed your father will kill you. So when some factional leaders of the RYC asking Tantita should be decentralized and whatever, I know that child doesn't truly know where he's coming from. Tantita is a blessing to the Niger Delta, and there's no need for us to cry.
Well, it's a blessing to the Niger Delta, yet there are those who are not benefiting, those who are former militant leaders who are not benefiting, and who probably want a share of this national cake that's going around.
Yes, let me tell you something. Tompolo is a character that is having an historical background. When I said Tompolo is the reason why there is peace in the Niger Delta, let's go back a little while. When Yaradua, the wise...
I don't think many persons would disagree with you on that.
Of course you may disagree, because the devil disagree too. Because you disagree doesn't mean you are right.
Oh, but does it mean?
Oh, yes.
Does it also mean
Because
that?
you disagree doesn't mean you are
But
right.
does it also mean that you making the statement is right?
That is why I have an authority. That is what I'm saying is a personal opinion. That when Yaradua, because the Tompolo you are talking about was a freedom fighter who had a clash with the federal government. The oil production in the country was zero. The economy was shaken. Yaradua, the wise president of our time, called Tompolo because when people saw war in Tompolo, he saw a man of peace. And he called Tompolo to embrace the amnesty program. The peace you are enjoying today was done by one President Yaradua. May his soul rest in perfect peace. If you are a president of a country, you must have the will to direct your country because you are in charge of it. It was Yaradua's decision. Now, talking about Tompolo, some people are crying that they should be allowed to manage their or guide their pipelines. The question is, if they give you the benefits to guide your pipeline, Erin, do you have what it takes to engage those boys? Because the Niger Delta is
by what it takes. What do you mean by that?
oh yeah, the ability, the integrity.
You mean integrity?
The integrity.
You don't mean security apparatus, right?
That is what I mean. Because Tompolo.
Security apparatus.
That is what I mean.
Tompolo does not have a security apparatus. He has military and the navy with him. Does he have a security apparatus?
It's a collaboration.
It's a collaboration. Good.
When Buhari discovered that it is only Tompolo that will protect the pipelines.
So what you're saying now is that you do not believe that if, for instance, someone from Rivers State has his own contract protecting rivers, Tompolo has Delta, somebody has Bayelsa, and I mean, it could just make for...
Tompolo today is the voice, the protector and defender of the Niger Delta. There's no other personality that can guide pipeline surveillance in the Niger Delta because there will be crisis. The only one that has the ability to tame those crises is Tompolo.
But there's a crisis now.
That's what I'm doing. No, there's no crisis. There's no crisis.
Those persons who are agitating to have their own contract.
Talking is cheap, Henry. To talk is cheap. Those guys that are talking on the national TV for Tantita to be divided, they are just mere talkers. Talking is cheap. Nobody has the ability to tame the anger of the Niger Delta youth. Nobody except Tompolo. Because it is only
When you
Tompolo.
mention the anger of the Niger Delta youth, I also like to remind you that those persons who are going to Niger national TV are also Niger Deltans, and they are youth. You mentioned factional leaders of the IYC, and they're angry
oh
too.
my boy, we are coming from somewhere. It is because you go to the national TV and they talk about your own right because a German does not make you a true German. We have history. Okay. Because if you talk about you want to manage your own pipeline, when there was piracy, sea piracy in the Niger Delta waterways, where were you?
Okay. You clearly like Chief Tompolo a lot. Because, I mean, you wrote a book around Alamesia, and then you dedicated it to Tompolo. Can you scale on why you did that?
Yes, that is another difficult question on my part because having a decision to be dedicating a book like Alamesia to Tompolo is already a controversial decision. But the reasons are there. Alamesia was having the appellation called the Governor General of the Ijo Nation. It was in Alamesia's time that Alamesia brought the whole of the Ijo Nation as one. No governor has ever done that. When a German cries in Lagos, Alamesia is there. If you find a German in Ondo State, Alamesia is there. When the Jews were driven from Cameroon to Yanago, Alamesia went to take them. Alamesia has the heart of a lion, a very large heart. Now the man has died, and the shoe size is facing a vacuum. Who will replace Alamesia? Alamesia, who will replace him? But you know, Adolf Hitler once upon a time said that if I die, Germany will survive me. The Ijo Nation is bigger than Alamesia. Now that Alamesia has died, that shoe size will walk into it because the shoe size is too big. We have the intellectuals, we have the patriots, fine, goodwill. But we are talking about a man that will drive the jokers like Allah Messiah. I think, in my own personal opinion, there is nobody that fits that shoe size than Tompolo. Why? It happened in your time. When Fobra was having a problem with his master, Wike, everybody spoke. No voice held water. Everybody was waiting for the voice that will speak and the nation will hear. On Tompolo's birthday, the date he spoke that there is no need to go to war with Wike because he made some such statement. But let me tell you something. I will talk to stakeholders. I will talk to Wike. Fobra will be returned back to his seat. And as usual, as he said, you may call it prophetic because religious society is what we are living. But at the end of the day, they ask Wike. Tompolo said, Fobra will be returned. That will talk to you. What is your take? For the first time, Wike was humbled. And Wike said, Fobra has not come to apologize. We don't know what and what Tompolo did. At the end of the day, Fobra was returned. No, I'm finished because this is a World Press conference and I want to finish that statement before the war.
I want to make you to expand
on
what you've said already. And then you continue.
Okay, what do you want us to say?
Tompolo, you are telling us here today that Tompolo is responsible for Fobra's return as governor. That upon his suspension, 6-month suspension, it was due to the intervention of Tompolo. Please say distance.
Yes, I'm saying it again. Some things happen in our era so that you don't read it in the books. It happened right before us. When Fobra was embattled, every portion of the Ijaw nation spoke. It didn't hold water until Tompolo spoke. Fobra will be returned.
Is it on record?
Yes. I thought you were a journalist. You can make a research. Tompolo said, in the presence of the deity Azaza, whom he called his father, that speaking by the voice of the deity Azaza, Fobra will be returned. He will talk to stakeholders of the country.
What public forum did he say that?
On his birthday.
It's recorded. It's a video.
It's recorded. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. What I'm saying, everybody's aware.
Okay.
So, at the end of the day, Fobra was successfully returned as the governor of Rivers State. Due respect to Tompolo and his personality in the Niger Delta. It was Tompolo's doing.
Alrighty, thank you so much for your time with us this afternoon. You really shed great light on the particular discourse. But let's before we wrap up, let's bring also this conversation around his own religion. I understand that there is Tompolo and he worships the Oru. He worships Igbesu and several other gods, which is the Oru. Where does Joshua McIver come in all of this? Because I also know that many persons would call him an Igbesu worshipper. Where does he come in all of this? Does he also worship the Oru like every other Ijaw man, every god, several gods in the Ijaw land, or specifically the Igbesu? And what does it take to worship the Igbesu? Is it the pouring of, what's it called? What's the name of that drink? There's one popular drink. You should be telling me right now. That's in green bottle, schnapps.
Okay, the schnapps.
Or Chelsea.
Okay.
I'm even doing promotion for these brands. These are popular brands already. Well, is it pouring of that or powder?
Okay.
What is the nature?
Let me clear you. The man called Joshua McIver, whom we address as the light bearer, I call him a custodian of the Igbesu phenomenon. He's a son of Tompolo, a bond that is gone beyond what will meet the eyes. Joshua McIver is a disciple of Tompolo. Whatever thing Tompolo does, Joshua McIver does that. In every aspect of spirituality and goodwill. You know, curiosity is what makes man to fly above the earth. Curiosity is the reason why Galileo questioned the authority of the Bible. That The world is in a random. Galileo said, no, it's wrong. The Bible is wrong. The earth cannot be stagnant. The sun cannot be moving. Galileo said that and he was killed for blasphemy. You know what I'm trying to say? You must learn. I wanted to know the man called Joshua McIver, and I went to one of his Ogbesu festival. Of course, I went to Ludem Ogbesu festival day. I tied my wife's scape on my head. My wife looked at me and said, "You want to be a worshiper of Ogbesu?" And I said, "No, it's all about reawakening. I want to know the man called Joshua McIver." And I went. I went to Kibri and I saw the man. I saw the man demonstrating the power of Ogbesu. I saw him talking to the sky. I saw him communicating to the water. And I saw him calling out the Ogbesu. And you know what, Eri? I saw the atmosphere changed and became somber. And I saw the rain falling. And I knew that Ijaw traditional worship is a way, way beyond what the eyes can see. But after the festival, something strikes the chord in me. All of us worship in the houses of God like the Christian houses. Every Christian house in this country, after the days of worship, the pastor will collect your tithe. The pastor will collect your offering. The pastor will collect everything, even your widow's mite, so that it will prosper. But the Joshua McIver gives to his worshippers. Yeah. Joshua McIver.
Well, the pastor collecting is God collecting, the Christians would say. Joshua McIver gives to also
Henry, I can
gods.
understand where you are coming from. The God of Joshua McIver gives. The God of the Christian takes. If that is what they want to hear from you.
I beg to differ.
Whereas I said Joshua McIver gives.
The pastors, when they collect these gifts, they are collecting to give to God. That is the idea now.
Where is God?
Now that is the idea. Now, good question.
And who is
right?
God?
Yeah. Now, that could.
Yes.
It's in the Bible, right? It's in the Bible
God.
that you have to take care of the priest, and the pastors are the priests now.
So they buy their jeeps.
Now, for Joshua McIver, so you're saying clearly that the Bisu worship and the Oru worship does not collect. So you're saying that those who are worshippers do not pay tithe, do not pay anything, do not give anything to their gods.
That is what I want to say about the man called Joshua McIver. That
what does it symbolize when they pour drinks?
You have not allowed me to finish what I see in Joshua McIver.
Okay.
I want to show you. That
I have like two questions.
Joshua McIver is a symbol of light. Because what is God to you is not God to me. You don't preach about your God to me. You demonstrate your God in action. Because Yeshua said, you can't worship a God you don't see. First affect the life of the people. What are the Christians doing? Joshua McIver demonstrated his deity in action. He did not say, come, let us worship a Besu. But the people gathered because they saw a light. And a light illuminates. And after the day's festival, Joshua McIver was blessing, giving scholarship to people. Those people that come empty, go back home with something. And because he did not preach about his Egbesu, the people saw a light. And because light illuminates, they come around. So and you know what it means to be Joshua McIver?
They don't preach, does he?
Preaching?
Those who are, they don't try to convince others to join.
You don't preach. Let your light be so shine before men. You don't preach about your God.
You're borrowing the Bible verse.
Yeah, because I'm a part of the Bible.
Okay.
I'm a student that...
Do you believe in spirituality of Christianity? Do you believe in spirituality of your religion over Christianity?
I think it's not...
I hope that's...
No, you may not get it right. It's not over. Because the Bible is a collection of ancient documentation.
Is there spirituality in Christianity?
Yes. Yes, because...
In Christianity as it's practiced today, is there spirituality?
Yes, I said yes. Because...
So you believe that someone who is a Christian could say, could pray and something happens in the
Of course,
people?
yes. Because what you call God is a subjective experience.
Right.
Yes, it's a subjective experience.
An experience that each person who is a Christian
You have
has.
a story to tell.
Not exactly what the pastor...
No, it's not a method. Like my friend Helom would say, that we have been so programmed to follow patterns.
You say spirituality is a personal experience.
It's an individual encounter with the deity. That is why
you use different patterns.
Oh, yes.
You could use
this particular pattern. That is why what the Catholic does is different from the Pentecostals, and the Pentecostals are crying that
And they're all
what the
having
Catholic
results.
Church, yes, what the Catholic Church is doing is different from true religion.
So what you're clamoring for now would be Christians should stop calling your religion devilish, since you also do not exactly call theirs to be devilish.
Because we don't do devilish things. We don't do demonic things. How can you call my religion demonic when I don't steal? When my deity warns me that you are going to this war, you must allow yourself.
How do you worship?
Worship?
How do you worship?
You communicate.
In the Oru religion, how do you worship? Do you sacrifice sometimes fowl, goat, animals?
We do. Like the ancient Israel.
You do.
You sacrifice rams. You know, let me tell you one secret. When biblical history, right? Or you call it biblical literature. When Moses went to the hill to talk to the deity Yahweh, when he came back, he saw Aaron and other people worshiping a bull. They were not worshiping a strange god. They were worshiping El Shaddai. Because the symbol for El Shaddai is a bull. Make a research. When Moses came down and saw Aaron and others worshiping a bull, it was not a strange doctrine.
So you believe that, well, there are several ways to get access to divinity, to get access to...
I said it's a personal encounter.
Yeah, several ways. It's a personal encounter. And so you do not believe that one must necessarily go through Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ has never called himself God.
Son of God.
Read your scriptures, because remember...
And then there are several scriptures that are saying that if you have to go to the Father, you have to come through me.
No. It's doctored.
All right.
It's doctored, because if you want to see clearly how Jesus said about the fatherhood of God, he said to Mary Magdalene, I am going to my Father, your Father.
All right.
So you don't go to God through Jesus.
Look into the camera, sir, and then tell us now. One who wants to be, who has seen, like you said, the light and is reawakened.
Oh yeah.
And he looks, or she looks, to practice your religion, the Oru religion, the Oru tribe. He wants to be a member of the Oru tribe. How do they go about it? You're like a priest now. I don't know if you accept that role.
Priest or whatever.
You're like a priest right now, so please. You say you don't preach, but maybe you'll be doing a little convincing for those persons who want to see the light like you have.
I think there is a synonym for the word preaching.
Okay.
Talking.
Okay, you've been talking, yeah.
I've
You've been
talking.
preaching, actually.
So if you want to call me a good preacher, I think I will accept that.
You're a preacher. You've been preaching. In all honesty, in all fairness, right?
Anyway, Henry, and to my public viewers, where we are today, we have undergone so many wars, tribal wars. The John nation has fought the military. We have lost a lot of sons and daughters because of this cost, resource control. I had myself uncomfortable when the Senate said Tantita should come and give an account of what they are paid for. And I told the Senate, that is a mockery to the sensibility of the John nation.
Why do you think so? You're trying to extend this.
Oh yes, because for now I'm angry. You cannot take my peace for granted. We know peace is priceless, but don't take our peace for granted. A man in Jigawa would say that the oil in Bayelsa they belong to Jigawa. The Senate had no problem with that. Zamfara is mining their gold and not emitting to the federal government that they own their gold. And we are feeding the federal government with our own oil. And you have the audacity to call us to come and give an account of a little contract that was given to us. That is a mockery to the sensibility of the John nation. And I don't like that. Because we have been paid with our own money. The Senate today goes on with billions of naira monthly because of our oil. Zamfara is there boasting that their gold belongs to you something. And the Senate has the audacity to tell us to come and give an account of Tantita. I think that is an insult. And I don't like that. But because we have been embraced peace today, does not mean we can't go for war. We have been there, and we can still go again. And I said, the peace of the Naija Delta is here because of Tompolo. The Delta is not born today because of Tompolo. And anybody that's crying for that to be divided, where were you when Tompolo lost a lot of souls and soldiers? Forest control. Where were you? Where were fathers? We don't even know those names. As I said, we got talking cheap. Everybody can go to the television and speak. But the peace of the Niger Delta, yet we are sorry, Buhari established this fact and gave the contract to Tompolo for the peace of the Niger Delta. And the peace we are enjoying today, this six cannot take it for granted.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gesikeme.
Akparakata. I love the way you count the syllables.
A name that loosely translates into, what's that thing again?
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt. And thank you so much, really. Gesikeme Akparakata is the author of Heroes of a Joy Nation and Alatia in the Phase of History. Thank you so much. Yeah, clearly. Thank you so much, Gesikeme Akparakata, for joining us today.
And if you need a scorecard of the Tantita, I think this is the Tantita
scorecard of the Tantita.
It's been made available, so
you probably will
anybody
find
that's in need of it,
the Senate.
You can call.
You're not catching this joke. I said the Senate. Okay. Give it to the Senate. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'll give it to the Senate. So I love
Ahamuefula is my name. Thank you for being part of this edition. I'll see you next time.